Now I'm live. Now I am live. The excitement, the anticipation. I was up early this morning. I was up really early this morning. Uh, Not really early, but I mean, typical me early, just before 5 o'clock. And I did my coffee show. It was a real good show. Talked for about 45 minutes, did my stretching, got all excited, got all inspired, got all ready for the day. Hello, Jack Taylor. And been riding my scooter for the last few weeks, getting it ready for me to take a trip in about a week and a half. And one of the things I'm doing is get new tires put on. And I thought it would be an easy process, pick which tires I want, pay the money, and get the new tires on. And I don't know, because it's the season and it's, spring is rolling into summer and everyone's dusting off their scooters. It's there was a huge backup it's a Suzuki Bergman 400 at the Suzuki dealer where I have it serviced. And I've been waiting 2 weeks, which doesn't sound like a long time. But in a rainy period in 2 weeks, when you're waiting to get your tires put on because your back tire is bald as heck, is as bald as my head, and you are going to do everything in your power to avoid riding it in the rain, those 2 weeks can be frustrating. So I woke up this morning, I did my show, I was editing a video, the rain started coming down, I have all these things I need to get done or want to get done, or at least I say I need, but I hope to get done today. But I think things happen for a reason, and maybe God wanted me to slow down, at least this is my interpretation, my thoughts, and kind of chill out today. Waiting for a gap in the rain so I can go accomplish a few things. But instead, since God wanted me to slow down after my show and not able to leave the house due to the weather, I put my head down on the pillow and chilled out for just over an hour and had the most wonderful nap with the window open, and I was kind of chilly in my bed and covering up and needed another blanket, but decided just to shut down my brain and fall asleep for an hour. And I just felt so good. So got up, restarted my day, did some laundry, poured another cup of coffee. Cheers to us. Had a few additional thoughts. As I was going about making my coffee, I got a message from somebody that watches a live video, and they said they noticed I've been scratching my hands a lot, and I chuckled, and I got a little frustrated, and I got a little whatever because I do a lot of live videos. I post a lot of videos, and every move I make gets analyzed more than it need be, and one thing that gets analyzed a lot is I have shaky hands, and I've had shaky hands my whole life, and everyone says, do you have Parkinson's, or what's going on, or why do you have shaky hands? And honestly, it gets a little boring explaining it, and that's part of my point. You don't owe an explanation to everybody that's worried about you. And if you are struggling with something, and this is, let me finish up my story real quick. I have been scratching my hands apparently a lot, and somebody messaged me and said that they're worried that could be a sign of liver damage, and due to my past history, they're really worried about me. And while I appreciate the sentiment and their concern and their worry, I scratch my hands. Maybe it's a nervous habit, but it's because I've been lifting weights a lot, and I have calluses on my hands, and they're healing, and when they heal, they kind of itch, so it feels kind of good. So just to soothe that person's concerns or anybody's concerns, that's probably why I've been scratching my hands. But But a more important issue is I'm a guy that struggles with fear and anxiety and worry and stress and sometimes depression, and I talk openly about my mental health. Somebody else's worry is not your concern. And you aren't responsible for solving the world's worry. And I think I struggled with my mother, who's very emotional, a lot like me, because every time I talked to her, I'd say, "Hey, Mom, I'm feeling really excited about this." And I could tell in her tone she was worried that I was having a manic attack or she was worried about something. And because of that, I got so frustrated. And I remember talking to my brother a year and a half ago because we both lost our other brother due to depression. And I was talking to Scott about my own struggles and my own battles and my own stuff. And I could tell he was worried. And I go, "Hey, Scott, your worry, I can't deal with your worry." And I don't know if this makes any sense to you, but it makes a lot of sense to me. I can't deal with your worry. If you are worried, you're going to have to go to see a therapist and talk about it. But my job in life can't be soothing other people's worry, whether it's worried about me or whether it's worried about a picnic getting rained out or a baseball game getting rained out or hot temperatures or cold temperatures. And I think, and I'm not sure, but I think I've struggled with a little bit of codependency all my life because I was always trying to soothe my mother's concerns. And maybe her concerns were well-based and maybe they weren't, and maybe that's not even the issue. But it's not my responsibility and it's not your responsibility to solve the world's issues, even if it's worry about you. And it just made me think of it again. I was scratching my hands because I got calluses that are healing because I work out a lot. And I had a viewer worry about me, and it kind of made me chuckle going, do I want to message her back? And I started typing out the answers and saying, "Hey, I got calluses." And she still would have been worried, and that's her stuff. That's her burden to bear. And you or me or we that is, I don't know if the term's empathic or codependent or what have you, it's not our job to soothe the world. And just because somebody's worried, that's their deal and that's their emotion and that's their feelings. And we don't have to prove that we're okay to anybody to make somebody's worry feel less. And again, it probably doesn't make sense to most of you. But as I was thinking about all the times my mom and I would struggle because I'd tell her, "Hey, I'm bummed out," and I could hear in her voice how worried she was. And it made me want to not discuss how I felt with my mom, who I loved so much and who I knew loved me so much, because she was so worried about me or every emotion I felt, good, bad, or indifferent. And it became a divider in our relationship because I couldn't just say, "Mom, I'm struggling today," or "Mom, I'm feeling awesome today," because she'd be worried I'm manic. And it made me chuckle because I was just scratching my calluses and somebody was worried about me. And my first instinct was try to soothe her worry. And then I realized it isn't our responsibility, yours, mine, the people across the street's responsibility to take on other people's concerns or emotions or feelings, because we all struggle with our own and deal with our own in our own way. And that's what I love about Coffee with Ken is I can say what I'm feeling without getting in a discussion about my feelings, if that makes sense. Or I can say what I want and hang up the phone when I want, as opposed to being afraid to tell somebody how I feel, uh, lest it cause them worry. And those are my thoughts for you right now. And I don't know if they made any sense to you, but I did just pour a hot cup of coffee. Corey Wingler says it's important we know what I bench. Well, it's funny. I'll answer that, Corey, because it's funny. It is crucial you know what I bench press. It's very important. I have not maxed out in a number of years. When I was in my 20s, I bench pressed 245 pounds once, and that's the max I've ever benched. Right now, I've been working out for about 9 months and usually work out on what's called a Phillips machine. And the only reason I do that is because they don't have a true free weight bench. But a Phillips machine somehow uses cables, but you're slapping on the 45-pound plates and everything. And my warm-up weight is 115, and usually my last set is done at 175, and I usually get that up, 8 times. I'm betting I could bench 200, 210 pounds right now, maybe more once, and I feel pretty good about that as a 55-year-old guy, that I haven't lost that much strength. And that feels good, but I haven't maxed out my bench press in a long, long time. Prove it? No, Corey. I don't need to prove it to you. And that's kind of the point of today's show, that your doubt isn't my concern. And I wish I would have realized this earlier and let my mom worry. Let my mom worry, or my brother worry, or the woman that was worried about my scratching of hands, because I think I was taking on other people's fears and emotions when I was struggling with my own. And you don't need to. We all have enough on our plate. And I'm not saying don't be kind or don't be compassionate or don't be concerned, but I owned my mom's worry about me. And when my brother told me he was worried, because, and I understand where his worry was coming from. We both lost a brother who took his life. But his worry was only compounding my own issues. And we all have enough of our own issues to deal with, that you can't absorb others. And you can try and spread smiles. You can try and spread joy. You can do the best you can. You can be friendly and kind and loving, and a shoulder to cry on, probably most important. But I need to be open, raw, vulnerable, honest, show and my emotions. I need to reach out and talk about what's going on. Well, Marty, okay, you just did. You said you were struggling, and I think that's a good step. Realizing that you're struggling. And I have a lot of people reaching out to me, wanting to talk to me. And, I just know I'm working on myself and doing my best. And I appreciate people. You put your oxygen mask on before others. No, it's true. And, so I'm going to drink a little more coffee. It's the dark roast, the Midnight Blend. Or Midnight Express. I think Midnight Express might have been a movie, so this is probably the Midnight Blend. So cheers. So I want to thank you for joining me for a few thoughts, because I had some thoughts. We've got a little lightning in the sky. Lightening, not lightning. Lightening, and you can see it reflecting off my bald head and bald face, which means the rain might be parting for a little while, which means even me on my bald, tired scooter might be able to get some of the things done he'd hoped to get done today, which means I'm very excited and ready to take on the day. And, okay, Marty says he's going through this alone. Marty, you're not going through it alone. I almost think, just start going to church. Just start going to church. uh, there's people around you that care, and you're going to hear a message that God and Jesus have done all these things for you. And, I always feel funny saying it because I don't read the Bible. And not that I'm against reading the Bible, I just literally haven't. I'm not the most spiritual guy, but me just starting to go to church and kind of discover my own spirituality helped me so much over the last 5 years. Now I find myself praying and thanking the Lord. And I don't even know where exactly my belief fits in on a scale of 1 to 10. But just being grateful and just realizing things happen for a reason and just feeling like you're not alone are all reasons to pray, to go to church, because they'll help. All those things will help you with your struggles. And believe me, I've been at as dark for a lot of my life, darker than I'd like to. Not like to admit, because I'm okay with talking about it, but thought some really dark thoughts, and got through it, and am fortunate to have friends and family that care about me. But realize you're not alone, and say a little prayer. And even if you don't believe, say a little prayer. Say, hey, God, I'm struggling. Hey, God, I don't even believe in you, but I'm going to tell you what's going on. And God will be cool with that. And tell God what's going on, even if you don't believe in God. And I'll tell you what, you're going to feel a little better. You're going to feel not so alone, and you're going to be able to get out of bed, get your pants on, get your shoes on, get your coffee made, and start your day. And it's important we get it started, because once we get it started, we don't know where we're going next. But we do know we're on our journey of our day and on our path of our lives, and that there is hope. And believe me, I was struggling and feeling, I don't even tell you I'd tell you what I was feeling, not because I'm ashamed, but because I'm worried that the powers that be on these live programs would shut me down. But they were the darkest thoughts you can have. And I'd be crying in my bed in the middle of the night. And I understand. But I'd recommend, praying, going to church, positive affirmations. And I say it so often, it sounds cliche. And I feel bad because I know I say it, but I forget Marty, I think it was his name. Marty, you feel so alone. Pray to God and say, God, I don't even believe you, but some bald man on my phone told me to do this. And I'm struggling, and I'm alone, and I'm hurting, and I'm broke, and I'm depressed, and I'm anxious, and I'm stressed, and I'm worried, and I'm afraid, and I'm thinking these dark thoughts. Please help me with it. And I'm telling you, you're going to start feeling a little better. And it's not going to fix all your problems today, because it took a lifetime to build up these problems. You're not going to fix it in 1 minute, but it's going to be a step in the right direction. And if you do that today and you do that tonight, and maybe you catch yourself while you're driving down the road thinking a bunch of negative thoughts, maybe catch yourself and say, I'm thankful for the green in that tree, or I'm thankful for the sun coming out, or the rain stopping, or the rain starting, or what have you. Find something to be grateful for, and say a little prayer, and you're going to start feeling better. I want to say I can promise you that. So I can promise you that. But I want to thank you guys for hopping on today with a few thoughts with Ken. It is Thursday morning. If we keep the rain stopping, I'm going to get out and get on my journey and go after my day. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it as well. I want to thank you so much for joining. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.